flipping through the newspapers, switching through multiple news channels, exploring different websites and online mediums for relevant news? Keeping up to date with important news is not only time-consuming but also requires meticulous upkeep of notes for thorough revision. With a limited period in hand and abundant resources to study from, do not let current affairs come in the way of your prelims success. Join the PT 365 program by Vision IAS and advance in your preparation for current affairs. Starting on 9th January at 5 p.m., this 20-day course offers comprehensive coverage of 1 year of current affairs in 60 hours. Join for improved knowledge with complete coverage of The Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, etc. Doubt-clearing sessions and mentoring for thorough knowledge. Access to Sandhan personalized test with 25,000 plus questions. Access to live and online classes for flexibility in timing. It's time to devote your energy to smart learning and not running. Enroll today and excel in UPSC prelims with a strong command of current affairs.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. Coal production in the country crosses 1 billion tons mark in a financial year. First meeting of Central Sanctioning and Monitoring Committee under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban 2.0 held. Expand PLI scheme to labour-intensive sectors, says Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce. Fast-track special courts offered swift justice by resolving around 85k cases in 2024. Seabed warfare emerges as a critical domain of modern geotech conflict. In our first news for the day, coal production in the country crosses 1 billion tons mark in a financial year. Apart from China, India is the only country to cross the 1 billion tons mark in annual coal output. Now, let's talk about the significance of this achievement. It plays a vital role in fostering energy security, with coal contributing approximately 55% of India's energy mix and around 74% in electricity generation. Moreover, increasing production is crucial for powering the economy, as it helps substitute imports and contributes to foreign exchange savings. So, how did India accomplish this remarkable feat? It all began with key reforms including the Coal Mines Special Provisions or CMSP Act of 2015, which paved the way for commercial mining by private entities. This was further strengthened by the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Amendment Act of 2021, allowing composite prospecting license cum mining lease, specifically for coal. Alongside these reforms, major initiatives played a pivotal role. The Integrated Coal Logistic Policy and Plan of 2024 aims to streamline coal transportation, while the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan focuses on enhancing infrastructure in the coal sector. Additionally, other efforts like Mission Coking Coal and the National Coal Index or NCI have contributed significantly to boosting production. Furthermore, India's Foreign Direct Investment or FDI policy has been a game changer. By allowing 100% FDI in coal mining under the automatic route, the country has attracted global expertise and advanced technologies, strengthening the sector's capabilities. But what is the status of Indian coal sector? India holds a significant position in the global coal sector. It stands as the second largest consumer of coal. Additionally, India is the second largest producer of coal. Complementing this, the country boasts the fifth largest geological reserves of coal. This combination underscores India's pivotal role in the global coal landscape. However, the journey isn't without challenges. On the global front, developed countries continue to push for a phase down of coal production, which puts pressure on India's coal strategy. At the same time, import dependence remains a concern, with around 260 million tons of coal imported in FY 2023-24, and non-coking coal making up approximately 77% of these imports. Beyond imports, other pressing issues include land acquisition hurdles, environmental degradation from open-cast mining, and logistical challenges, all of which continue to affect the coal sector's progress. In a major step towards affordable housing, the first meeting of the Central Sanctioning and Monitoring Committee or CSMC under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban or PMAYU 2.0 was held. The committee sanctioned over 3.52 lakh houses under the Beneficiary-Led Construction or BLC and Affordable Housing in Partnership or AHP components, marking a significant push toward ensuring housing for all. Let's dive into the details. Launched as part of the Housing for All mission, the centrally sponsored scheme aims to provide financial assistance to eligible beneficiaries or households or implementing agencies through states, union territories, and primary lending institutions or PLIs. The goal? Helping families construct, purchase, or rent a home at an affordable cost. Under this initiative, houses with a minimum carpet area of 30 square meters will be built, complete with basic civic amenities and social infrastructure. The scheme is set to run for 5 years, starting from September 1st, 2024, and it is a centrally sponsored scheme. Interest Subsidy Scheme or ISS component is implemented as a central sector scheme. Implementation is by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Families from the economically weaker sections or EWS, low income group or LIG, and middle income group or MIG in urban areas, provided that they don't already have a Pakka house, are eligible. The scheme also prioritizes vulnerable groups such as widows, single women, persons with disabilities, senior citizens, transgender individuals, and people from scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. The Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban 2.0 comprises 4 key components. First, the Beneficiary-Led Construction or BLC component supports beneficiaries in constructing houses on their own land. Second, the Affordable Housing in Partnership or AHP component facilitates beneficiaries in purchasing or availing allotted homes within apartment projects developed by public or private sector agencies. The third component, Affordable Rental Housing or ARH, repurposes existing government-funded vacant houses or encourages private and public entities to construct, operate and maintain rental housing, addressing the need for affordable rentals. Lastly, the Interest Subsidy Scheme or ISS offers financial relief, capping the maximum loan value of 25 lakh rupees and the maximum house value at 35 lakh rupees, making home ownership more attainable for low and middle income families. Now, let's look at the significance of the scheme. Beyond providing homes, PMAYU 2.0 is creating a ripple effect of positive social change. A standout achievement, more than 2.67 lakh houses have been sanctioned specifically for women, empowering them with property ownership, including single women and widows. Inclusivity is another key pillar of the scheme. Around 80,000 houses have been approved for scheduled castes, 15,000 for scheduled tribes, and even 90 houses for the transgender community, reinforcing the government's commitment to leaving no one behind. In a significant push to strengthen India's manufacturing landscape, the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce has recommended expanding the Production-Linked Incentive or PLI scheme to more labor-intensive sectors such as chemicals, leather, apparel, and handicrafts. This comes in light of the scheme's proven success in boosting manufacturing and exports across various industries. So what is the PLI scheme all about? Launched in 2020 with a hefty outlay of 1.97 trillion rupees, it aligns with the Make in India initiative, designed to transform India into a global manufacturing hub. The scheme's primary objective is to strengthen the country's manufacturing foundation, reduce reliance on imports, and ensure balanced, sustainable economic growth. Currently covering 14 key sectors, including mobile manufacturing and specified electronic components, advanced chemistry cell or ACC batteries, and white goods, the scheme offers attractive incentives. Eligible companies, both domestic and foreign, registered in India, receive incentives ranging from 4 to 6% on incremental sales, encouraging performance and innovation. The scheme follows a performance-driven approach that not only attracts investments from domestic and global players, but also encourages businesses to embrace cutting-edge technologies and achieve economies of scale. But why is there a need for this scheme? The PLI scheme plays a crucial role in boosting manufacturing, with the goal of increasing the sector's contribution to India's GDP from 17% to 25% by 2025. It supports strategic sectors exemplified by the telecom industry, where India has achieved an impressive 60% import substitution as of 2024. Additionally, the scheme enhances export competitiveness. The PLI scheme has demonstrated remarkable achievements across key economic indicators. As of 2024, it has resulted in an investment realization of 1.46 lakh crore rupees. The production value has soared to 12.50 lakh crore rupees, showcasing enhanced manufacturing capabilities. Additionally, the scheme has generated 9.5 lakh jobs, significantly contributing to workforce expansion. On the export front, PLI scheme has driven exports worth 4 lakh crore rupees. These impressive outcomes underline the scheme's role in revitalizing manufacturing, creating jobs, and strengthening exports, paving the way for a more self-reliant and economically resilient India. Ahead, we delve into a development that's making waves in our justice system. Fast-track special courts, or FTSCs, have emerged as a powerful force in delivering swift justice, resolving an impressive 85,000 cases in 2024 alone. With a remarkable disposal rate of 96%, these courts have become a beacon of hope for victims, particularly in cases involving rape and offences under the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences, or POCSO Act. For context, the POCSO Act, introduced in 2012, is a gender-neutral law specifically designed to address the issue of sexual offences against children. It ensures that justice is both timely and effective, protecting the most vulnerable members of society. But what exactly are these courts? These courts operate under a centrally sponsored scheme led by the Department of Justice, Ministry of Law and Justice. The initiative was launched in 2019 following a Supreme Court directive that mandated the speedy disposal of POCSO Act cases and facilitated the implementation of the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2018. The goal is clear: to support state governments in setting up FTSCs across the country. The target is ambitious. A total of 790 FTSCs, including dedicated e-POCSO courts, are planned. Each court is tasked with handling 41 to 42 cases per quarter, amounting to at least 165 cases annually. To handle this demanding workload, each FTSC is staffed with one judicial officer and a team of 7 supporting staff members. The scheme is set to continue until 2026, backed by a financial outlay of 1,952.23 crore rupees under the Nirbhaya Fund. The funding structure is designed to balance responsibly. 60% of the funds come from the central government, while states and union territories with legislatures cover the remaining 40%. For northeastern and hilly states, the centre steps in with a more generous 90% share. So why are these courts so crucial? One key reason is the limited availability of judicial resources, which often leads to a growing backlog of rape and POCSO Act cases. Fast-track special courts help cut through this delay, ensuring justice is delivered swiftly. This in turn creates a strong deterrent against future offences. Furthermore, FTSCs align with the Criminal Procedure Code, or CRPC, and the POCSO Act, both of which emphasize strict timelines for investigations and trials, making timely justice not just a goal but a legal requirement. The Indian Institute of Public Administration, or IIPA, has outlined several key measures to strengthen fast-track special courts. One such measure focuses on courtroom upgrades, incorporating modern technology like audio and video recording systems. Additionally, forensic training is being prioritized, aiming to improve the skills of professionals working in forensic labs for better evidence analysis. To ensure informed legal proceedings, the initiative also emphasizes strengthening states and high courts by appointing judges with expertise in POCSO cases. Furthermore, the establishment of vulnerable witness deposition centers in all districts is being promoted to facilitate the better recording of victim testimonials, ensuring a more sensitive and supportive environment for vulnerable witnesses. Moving on, Seabed warfare emerges as a critical domain of modern geotech conflict, posing a serious threat to global connectivity and potentially reshaping the geopolitical landscape. So, what exactly is seabed warfare? It involves military operations conducted on, from, or targeting the ocean floor, with a primary focus on safeguarding or disrupting critical undersea infrastructure. This includes the use of advanced tools such as unmanned underwater vehicles or UUVs, remotely operated vehicles or ROVs, and submersibles, enabling more complex and far reaching operations than ever before. Seabed warfare operates across three main areas. First, physical attacks target undersea infrastructure by cutting communication cables or damaging pipelines. Next, cyber operations focus on disrupting data flows through these cables using malware or espionage tools. Finally, surveillance involves deploying sensors or tapping cables to gather intelligence, providing strategic insights into underwater activities. The rise of seabed warfare is driven by several key factors. First, there's an increasing global reliance on undersea infrastructure, from communication cables to vital energy pipelines, making the ocean floor more strategically important than ever. At the same time, advancements in deep sea technology have expanded the scope of operations beyond traditional cable cutting and censorship. Today, seabed warfare involves sophisticated tactics like surveillance, reconnaissance, and even cyber warfare. Adding to this is the enormous potential of the ocean economy. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD, the ocean economy is projected to reach a staggering $3,000 billion by 2030. This growth is fueled by activities such as oil and gas exploration and the increasing role of submarine cables in global fiber optic communication networks, both of which make the seabed a high stakes domain. As the seabed becomes more valuable, nations are racing to build their seabed warfare capabilities. Geopolitical interests are a driving force behind this push. For instance, the French Navy unveiled its strategic seabed warfare doctrine in 2022, with other global powers like the USA, UK, and China also showing significant interest in strengthening their undersea presence. The Indo Pacific region, in particular, has emerged as a focal point due to its dense network of critical undersea cables, essential pipelines, and energy routes. With China's growing influence in the region raising security concerns, ensuring the safety of this infrastructure has become a strategic priority. Rising tensions further underscore the urgency. Incidents like the explosions on the Nord Stream 1 and 2 gas pipelines in 2022 and the sabotage of undersea cables in the Baltic Sea in both 2023 and 2024 serve as stark reminders of the vulnerability of undersea assets. In response to these challenges, building robust seabed surveillance systems is becoming essential. Tracking submarine movements and monitoring undersea infrastructure are now critical components of modern naval strategy, laying the foundation for a more secure and resilient maritime domain. In today's Place in News, we turn our focus to Mongolia with its capital Ulaanbaatar. India and Mongolia have reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening their strategic partnership. Now, let's take a look at some key facts about the country. Mongolia is a landlocked country in north-central Asia, and it shares its borders with Russia to the north and China to the south. Geographically, it's characterized by vast plateaus, with around 80% of its land covered by steppes grasslands, alongside the Gobi Desert in the south. The country's prominent mountain ranges include the Altai, Khangai, and Khenti mountains. The Orkhon River, Mongolia's longest river, flows through the historically rich Orkhon Valley, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. North Atlantic Treaty Organization or NATO members Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia plan to withdraw from the Ottawa Convention owing to military threat from Russia. The convention puts obligations on state parties to not use, develop, and stockpile anti-personnel mines under any circumstances. The 10th edition of the Raisena Dialogue was recently held in New Delhi. It is India's annual flagship conference on geopolitics and geoeconomics, committed to addressing the most challenging issues facing the international community, and it was hosted by Observer Research Foundation. Ministry of Finance has notified the Customs Administration of Rules of Origin under Trade Agreements Amendment Rules 2025. Rules have been notified in accordance with the Customs Act 1962. An importer will now be required to submit proof of origin as against certificate of origin to preferential rate of duty in terms of a trade agreement. India's tobacco exports have doubled over the last 4 years. India is the second largest producer after China, as well as the second largest exporter after Brazil. Major producing states include Gujarat, with 45% of total cultivated area, 30% production, followed by Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, UP, and Bihar. Central and state governments are issuing orders to block online content through Sahyog portal. The mission is to create an effective framework and ecosystem for the prevention, detection, investigation, and prosecution of cybercrime in the country. The portal comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Researchers in Sweden have reported a new type of magnetism called altermagnetism. It combines the favorable properties of ferromagnets and antiferromagnets in one material. Conventional magnets rely on aligned spins to deliver the push and pull force, while antiferromagnets cancel these forces. Madras High Court granted an interim stay, restraining National Board of Accreditation from publishing the National Institutional Ranking Framework or NIRF ranking for 2025. NIRF aims to bring transparency and accountability to the higher education system by providing a comprehensive and standardized framework for ranking institutions. Recently, the anniversary of the Muzahara movement was observed on March 19th. The day is commemorated annually to observe the violent confrontation between Muzahara and the authorities. Muzahara movement originated in the erstwhile princely state of Patiala, gaining momentum around 1930s. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description.